I'm sure most of these fraudsters have been to culinary school. They're masters at cooking the books. That's right, welcome back to the Bit of Truth for a Thursday. Let's just hope local councils haven't ruined your week. Now, speaking of officials and fraud, it's been announced that the work from home council staff with 2 jobs are being investigated by the government fraud squad after workers were caught moonlighting during lockdown. Good. These idiots can barely do 1 job right. How can we expect them to do 2? Yes, the National Fraud Initiative is investigating the practice of working multiple contracts. And now council employees who were found with 2 jobs are now being investigated for fraud. Several councils, including Wakefield, Enfield, bankrupt Birmingham, and also Kensington and Chelsea, claim to all have caught staff members in the deception. What's the point? Even if you do find them guilty, what are you going to do about it?
You'll do nothing. You'll do fucking nothing.
Now, speaking of those pen pushers and paperclip counters, while they're not taking our money and working second jobs for their double bubble, they're now harassing old pensioners again. A council who sent a menacing letter to a 97-year-old pensioner is warning she faces a £100 fine for feeding the pigeons in her own garden and is refusing to back down. Do one, you complete muppets. Yes, she's actually been warned that she may be committing a criminal offence. Do these morons have nothing else better to do, like their actual jobs? No, instead they just want to claw back some extra money for someone doing absolutely nothing wrong. Some might start to think that they're actually getting a kickback from all of this. Leave our silver tops alone. I think we all should go to Anne's and have a big bird feeding party. Their defence is that feeding them is attracting rats. Well, I guess they got that right. Just doesn't mention that the rats they're attracting are the ones writing the fines.
Yeah, good one.
Now we'd expect the people employed to look after us, to be able to do the most basic of things. But no. A MOD worker lost their password after it fell out of their pocket at a petrol station. Oh God, what is going on? Why are you writing your password down on a piece of paper? Are you too thick to remember password 123 exclamation mark? Don't worry though, a Freedom of Information request has also shown that they've lost 122 laptops, USB sticks, mobile phones, tablets and a bunch of other paperwork. How many of these things has ended up in the hands of people with bad intentions? How now is our security at risk? Probably being picked up by a bloody Dover Discoverer outside the Ritz.
You're all fucking morons!
Speaking of people that aren't to be trusted, Captain Tom's daughter admits to pocketing £18,000 to judge a charity award and hand out a plaque, whilst the foundation set up in her father's name gets just £2,000. I can't stand this thing. She's an absolute poor excuse for a human. I'm glad she's being investigated by the Charity Commission. I don't like this woman. I don't trust her. I think that she should be investigated for any time she opens her mouth or even her eyes. Because I'm telling you, she's up to no good. She's only in it for herself. She doesn't care about anyone else. Well done for shaming your dad's name yet again.
What a fucking bitch, am I right?
Now, speaking of the NHS and health, the UK records a case of a never-before-seen swine flu as health chiefs scramble to track down the contacts of a Brit who has been left battling a mild illness. Oh yes, another one! Coming to get you, yet labelled as a mild illness. Are we just trying to investigate anything now? Or just trying to strike lucky like he did with the convicts? Yes, blame the pigs, and no, I don't mean the popo. We'll get to them in just a moment. And if that fails, let's just bring back, I don't know, mad cow disease, anything to keep everyone scared. You need to be scared at all times. We can't make money without you being scared and afraid to leave your own homes.
Scary. Shiver my timbers. Shut up, man.
More in healthcare. Woke NHS hospitals are now recording babies' gender identities instead of the sex at birth. Oh yes, because nothing is more important in identifying a baby that's just popped out of your bonus hole than what your baby has decided to identify as. I'm under the presumption that the baby must have had a consultation and asked which of the 150,000 genders it wanted to be associated with. Are we taking the piss? If we stop wasting so much money at the NHS on woke positions and woke changing of terminologies, we might actually be able to bring down the amount of people waiting to be seen.
Oh, you're probably right, as usual.
Oh yes, I forgot one. If the swine flu doesn't get you, this one will. beware as a brutal virus that lasts for weeks and is worse than any other winter bug is sweeping through the UK. Oh yes, beware of catching the dreaded lurgy. Don't leave your house, don't leave your room, and don't even think about leaving your bed. Well, that's if you can afford one with all the rents and mortgages going through the fucking roof. Let's keep peddling out new strains of terror, new unseen scary sicknesses, and just hope that one will stick. We will make you afraid. We will.
Oh, fuck off!
Now, as promised, let's have a look at the police. Again, an on-duty police officer missed a 999 call because he was too busy having sex with his ex-girlfriend. Yes, this loser missed an incident involving a man who was punched in the head, all because he was too busy horizontal jogging with his ex-partner. He allegedly visited his ex's house during the middle of the day whilst on duty, and decided to 1-2 buckle his shoe, but not to respond to a grade 1 emergency call on his radio, in which meaning there could have been danger to life. Who's to bet, as usual? This man is probably on a full paid suspension, pending the investigation, and then will quit again just before the conclusion.
Yep.
Now, whilst they're not getting busy on shift, they're now using emergency cars as Ubers, as this next story shows. Top Cops, Blue Light Taxi. Well done to the Chief Constable, Joe Farrell, and also the on-duty traffic officer for providing the Chief Constable a well-deserved, taxpayer-funded ride in the taxi. With the blue lights on, might I add. Being the fact that she makes £250,000 a year in a cash-strapped Scottish police force, she still thought it was appropriate to take the officer away from his regular duties for 6 hours, at a time where police officers are at a 15-year low. Don't worry, she did apologise for her error of judgment, but we all know that translates to sorry you got caught.
So sorry.
Those thick do-gooders are back. They're not acting as part-time speed bumps today. Nope. Extinction Rebellion protesters glued the door shut of 50 Barclays banks as it accused them of mega-funding fossil fuel projects. Look at these bunch of crybabies. Haven't they got anything better to do? I don't know, like get a job or a life. All you're doing is pissing off the public more and more, yet you still think behaving like this is going to get you any more support. You must be completely lacking of even non-functioning brain cells. Who are you affecting here? Most likely the elderly who still need to go into a branch. Well, that's if there's 1 in 50 miles of them, of course. Most of these losers couldn't find their arseholes with both hands, let alone understand what's actually going on in the world and what will happen if we run out of fuel. Won't be able to make the glue that you're using to shut the doors or glue your ugly asses to the roads now, would we?
Oh my gosh,
Really?
yeah.
We've got the Batty Boys Club back with us today. The BBC is criticised for spending more than £600,000 on diversity and inclusionary staff, as critics slam the taxpayer money wasted on this woke nonsense. Well, no surprise to this one really. They're fantastic at wasting money from our tax that send vulnerable people to court if they haven't paid. The estimate is actually between £678,000 and almost £1.2 million. And if it's anything to guess from the BBC, it's probably even higher than that. The cover-up organisation who can't even confirm what a person of terror is wants a 20% diverse workforce. I'd be happy if even 20% of them would do their jobs in non-biased reporting. Time to shut down this worthless company.
Shut it down!
And here's another scare tactic that's not some kind of illness that we've seen time and time again. Christmas dinner fears as shoppers are warned to expect empty shelves after supply issues. Oh yes, time to stock up now. Buy now! We're not going to have Brussels sprouts for Christmas. The world is ending. Quick! Go get it now! We're all going to be hungry and starve to death. Again, I am so fed up of these stories. No one is going to starve because you're slightly short of supply this year. Stop trying to peddle scarcity and get everyone to rush panic to go out to all your shops to buy these things and buy a bunch of other shit just to make their trips worthwhile. We are not stupid.
Shut up and take my money.
Right, so what have we learned today? Councils and governments are still not to be trusted. The MOD can't take security seriously. Babies should just self-identify. Extinction Rebellion are full of muppets. And we're all going to starve at Christmas. Signing out.